always, but not too late, which is kind of rare. Anyways, how are you doing? Hope that you're keeping well. I looks like I'm having a bit of a lag here in the background. Apologies for any background noise that you just heard. That was boiling water. Okay. Linda, I see that you're in the chat. Hi, Linda. May you please just confirm, Linda, that you can hear me and see me okay? Because I just had a bit of a lag on my end in the background here. So just want to make sure that you can hear me and see me okay. So if you may please let me know, that would be amazing. So appreciate it. How's the weather? I'm guessing that you can hear me and see me okay, Linda. Thank you. Weather here. Yes, okay, perfect. Thank you so much. So the weather here in this part of Ontario, how is it? Well, it's been quite loud and clear. Dazzle Novak. Thank you so much. Thanks for being here. How is the weather here in this part of Ontario, like southern and southwestern Ontario? Well, it's been humid the past few days. Yesterday was like really nice. It was like kind of like beachy, like it was just like a nice little bit of humidity. Wasn't that hot. So it's sort of been a little bit on the warmer to hot side, but now it's sort of it's summertime. So anywhere from like approximately 25 degrees Celsius, which is about 80 degrees Fahrenheit. So actually quite nice. It's actually come back to being summer rather than like being spring and summer. So it's really cool. So thank you so much everyone for being here. This is amazing. As always, we're going to sort of like wait a couple minutes and do some chit chat before we start the reading, just to let some time unfold in case anyone else wants to join and they're just sort of catching up to notifications on their end. So how are you? Crazy energy is so much going on. I don't know about you, but today I was like beside myself for a little while. Like the energy's just been so crazy and so intense. Like you feel like we're like sitting up on a precipice of something, and we know something is just about ready to happen, but we don't know what. That's how I've been feeling. So anyway, so hopefully we all enjoy this tea leaf reading and that you, as always, receive what you need to receive from it. So we are back again here on Monday for our general weekly tea leaf reading. I was late in scheduling it, but I got it all up and scheduled and posted today. So thanks again for being here. So what we like to do here on this channel is we go live 2 times a week. If you're brand new, welcome. And we'll do a little bit of an intro here. I know, Linda, you're old hat at this. But what we do here is Mondays at 9 p.m. Eastern. Now it's 9 p.m. Used to be 8 p.m., but right now for the summertime, it's 9 p.m. Eastern. We go live, and this is a general weekly tea leaf reading. So it's a look at the week ahead to see whatever God, universe, divine source, the boss would like us to know. Absolutely, Linda. Energy level for you is up and down. Absolutely. Me too. I mean, that's how it's been. Like, it's like, oh, a minute's crazy intense, and then the next minute it's like, oh, okay, I feel fine. So I totally get you. I feel very much the same, exactly the same. Yeah, for sure. But yeah, back to what we do here on Monday evenings, like you said, right here, Monday evenings we go live, and this is a general weekly tea leaf reading. So it is a look at the week ahead to see whatever divine source would like us to know as the week unfolds. And then, sorry, back injury. I'm still like fidgeting in my chair. I'm sitting sideways still. And we go live also on Thursday evenings. Sorry for moving camera there. And on Thursday evenings at 9 p.m. Eastern, we also go live, and that is a viewer reading. We do 3 complimentary, 3 free 5-minute tea leaf readings. It's a goodwill gesture on my part. So on our part here. So on Thursday evenings, that's what we're going to do. Again, here this week. As always, I like to confirm on my community tab whether I'm going live or not. There's been a lot of scheduling changes for me over the past several months. So that's just something that I like to do, is just pop onto my community tab within a couple or so hours, usually within 2 to 3 hours or so of going live, just to confirm. So if you're ever not sure whether I'm going live or not, please come over to my community tab. I do post in there fairly frequently. And what we also do is after the general weekly tea leaf reading here on Monday evenings, I take pictures of the tea leaves and I post them over my community tab. So if you're ever curious to see what the actual tea leaves look like, then you're most welcome to go over to my community tab after the reading. I typically post the pictures the next day. I like to post pictures before I actually post the replay, like make it public. And I like to do that again the day after because it's later at night and it's a late start time here in the Eastern time zone here. So I like to post everything the next day, and then that way it's all up and posted the following day, not posting the same night because it's going to be a little bit on the later side. So anyway, I hope that everyone enjoys this tea leaf reading, and let's get started. What I always like to say is a quick reminder here. I'm just going to boil the water here in the background. What I always like to say here as a reminder here is that tea leaf reading, the way that I myself read tea leaves, is chronological. So I read them chronologically. So in case you're wondering, I'll back up for a second, what tea leaf reading really is. Tea leaf reading, the way that I describe it, it involves looking at images which are formed by tea leaves in a cup. All the images can mean different things. They can be literal, symbolic, and or both. And tea leaf reading for myself, the way I say it, the way I describe it, is that it describes the qualities and or characteristics of events and or situations which are likely to occur. Big long phrase. It's the best way that I can describe what tea leaf reading is. There's different materials you can use, but we use tea leaves. I myself read chronologically, so the rim is the present situation. So in our case, being a weekly reading, is like Monday, like right now. And as the week unfolds, approximately midway is Wednesday. And the base is more of the distant future. So it's like now, on the way, and later. So for us, it's like Monday, Wednesday, around Wednesday. And the base is like this weekend and heading into next week. So it's like now, on the way, and later. That's how I myself read. That's my dog drinking her water in the background. Okay, so let's get the leaves ready. Okay. Just getting everything set up here in the background. We've boiled the water, so I'm just going to add the boiled water to the tea. And just get the cup ready. I've already said all of my prayers beforehand, of course. Okay. Let's just swirl the tea leaves. Just now going to push the tea leaves back down into the base. This is going to be a little bit on the noisy side, so apologies in advance for this. But how is everyone keeping? How's everyone doing? I know there's been a lot going on. I typically don't refer to current events, and I most certainly do not read on current events, but I know that obviously there's been a lot going on, so I'm going to leave that there. Now, let's just get the tea leaves ready. And I know that we have had a few new subscribers in the past month or so. So again, if you're new to this channel, then welcome. Hope that you enjoy the tea leaf readings here. And if you are interested in supporting this channel and you do like this content, thank you very much. There's a few different ways you can do that. Obviously, watching these videos, whether you're joining the live or whether you're watching the replay, that's amazing. Thank you very much. Also, ring that bell for future updates. Hit that subscribe button and like this video. Love to hear you. He'd love to hear your comments there in the chat. All positive comments. Love to hear your interactions. So please feel free to come into the chat and also post on the comment section once the video has been posted publicly. As always, bit of a shameless plug here. I do offer private readings. So if you are interested in booking a private reading, please just send me a quick email. And I also do have a Ko-fi account. So if you'd like to buy me a coffee or buy my dog Bree a biscuit, thank you very much. All of those links are in the description box below. So if you look at the title that's under the live here, the title, I think it says more. If you click on more, it should open up to a very long description box. So if you look in there, all of my information, all my links are in there. Just getting the tea leaves ready here. And as always, we're going to give this disclaimer, right, Linda? Entertainment purposes only. So all of the readings that I do offer are for entertainment. I'm a bit dry tonight. Sorry, it's been quite hot today as you were asking about Linda about the weather. All the readings I do offer are for entertainment purposes only. So again, please take what you will and leave what you don't. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Gonna flip this mug over. Okay. Sorry, Linda, I know you're watching live here. 1 second. Just looking at the chat here, Linda. Will give me 1 second. Okay. I do have the chat open here on my computer off to the side. So I'm going to be keeping a bit of an eye on this in the background as well as I possibly can. Looks like we have some activity in the chat tonight. Honestly, I just find it amusing at this point. If there's any trolls or spammy bots or anything, like, I'm not offended by it. Doesn't bother me. I actually find it funny. I actually find it amusing. I find it kind of pathetic, to be honest. So I actually find it humorous. So it doesn't bother me in the least. I'm just dealing with them as they appear. So no worries about that. Yeah, thank you, Linda. Yeah, for sure. Reyes, Sindhu, thank you so much for being here. All right, so let's get on with this tea leaf reading. I'm going to keep an eye on the chat, though, just make sure that's squeaky clean as much as I can here doing a tea leaf reading. Of course, all positive comments or respectful comments are very much welcome, but yeah, there's just some behavior that's looking after that. Okay, there we are. So let's continue on with this tea leaf reading. Going to pick the mug up and turn it around 3 or 4 times. Yeah, exactly, Linda. Like, no problem, boss. Yeah, I take it as a compliment. It's like, well, I just take it as a compliment. If the bots want to come into our chat and say things, okay, take it as a compliment. Because it means that we're doing all the right things. I just use it as more inspiration to keep on going, to be honest, with these lives. So they're really having the opposite effect of what they were hoping to have. So anyways, onwards we go. Let's see what the universe would like us to know as this week unfolds. Linda, you ready with your pen and paper? Linda is a resident note taker. Okay, here we go. Oh, awesome, Linda. Awesome. That's great. There we are. So we're going to aim for it to be around 20 minutes or so approximately in length, like we always aim to be, around 20 minutes. And let's get started. So I always like to show the leaves. And oh, see, this is proof that I don't actually look at the leaves until I show them into the camera during these lives. See a little bit of excess liquidity, so I'm just going to absorb that right now with the tissue. Yeah, and if you're watching, I hope that you enjoy this tea leaf reading and find it beneficial. Now again, this is a general tea leaf reading, so some, none, or all of this information may resonate with you and or may apply to you. That is completely normal and to be expected, as this is a general tea leaf reading. So again, entertainment purposes only. Please take what you will and leave what you don't. Okay, go. So again, those are the leaves. Dragonfly, hi, thanks so much for being here. Oh, no worries at all. You just take care of yourself. Oh, no worries. Thank you so much for being here, Dragonfly, for making the effort to even be on here during a huge storm. Yep, you just stay safe and do what you need to do to take care of yourself. And I just appreciate you being here. So thank you so much. So everyone who is watching live, especially the Dragonfly is our beautiful, beautiful moderator. Yeah, there we go. And I always like to give a huge shout out to you, Dragonfly, because without you, I find it extremely difficult, case in point already this evening, to do these lives. So could not do it without you. So thank you so much, Dragonfly, for all of your help. Okay. There are the tea leaves. And why do we do these readings? Why do I offer these readings here on YouTube? Why do I do these? Quite honestly, it's a goodwill gesture on my part. I just feel like there's just so much going on these days, and we're all on our own spiritual journeys. And if these readings can be of some assistance to any of us, just giving us look at the week ahead, the best of intentions, then good. Job done. Okay. I do have my screen here quite zoomed in on the computer, so sometimes I do miss a little bit in the chat. It gets cut off a little bit. Okay. Olivia, what is that I'm new? I just got here. Oh, well, thank you so much for being here. That's amazing. So what we are doing now, I won't repeat everything that I've just repeated because we're now at the 16-minute mark and I've went into a lot of detail there. So you're welcome to watch the replay, maybe back it up a little bit and watch from the start. But what we're doing is reading tea leaves, tea leaf reading, looking at images which are formed by tea leaves in a cup. They all mean different things. It can be literal, symbolic, and or both. And we're doing a look at the week ahead. So this is a general weekly tea leaf reading. I do this every Monday. We do this every Monday. So I hope that you enjoy this reading. Hope that you find it helpful. And entertainment purposes only, of course. All of the information is in the description box below. A little bit more information about what we're doing here, but that's the basic rundown. Okay, is everyone ready for the reading? Let's start. Well, it looks like this week is beginning like right now. Very busy. There's a lot of different things taking place. There are many smaller events or situations also taking place right now, which may be sort of not incredibly important or significant right now. There's just, and also this can also be interpreted as having, like, generally speaking, a lot of busyness, just like a lot taking place, which I concur with, certainly with the energies that I've been feeling today. But having said that, however, there is one main event or situation. Actually, sorry, there's one. Yeah, there's one main event or situation taking place. Oh, Bree is coming over, everyone. Hi, Bree. Bree is my dog. She comes over and says hi sometimes during the live. So she's little. She doesn't hop up, but she always comes over. Likes to come over and say hi. Hi, darling. Good girl. Good girl, Bree. Good girl. Hi. Did you want to come say hi? Come over and say hi. Hello. Hello, Bree. Good girl. Yes. She's happy. She went to the beach 2 times today, so she's a happy girl tonight. Okay, so yes, there's one main event or situation taking place right now, and again, without situation, it seems like there's, especially with that one situation, whatever that may be referring to, it's a scenario where things are calm and clear and quiet rather, and we are happy with that, and or we want things to get moving a little bit more. Linda, Bree, yeah, Bree's here. She's wandering back and forth. She's happy tonight. Very happy girl. Beach visits 2 times in one day, so she's happy. We also have, okay, so I'm actually going to say that we do have 2 events or situations taking place right now where that is the case. So, for example, we have 2 golds and many bronzes, metaphorically speaking. We do have a layout that we do often see where we do have one main event or situation taking place right now. It's approximately 1/4 of the cup, so it is significant. What I do also find interesting, though, however, is that how do I best describe what I'm seeing? Okay, so that is true. What I just said is true. However, there's also a second part to this main event or situation. So I will rephrase it slightly and say there's one main event or situation taking, sorry, screen's sort of wobbling there. There's one main event or situation taking place this week that essentially is taking up just over half of the cup. So it is very significant. However, there are 2 parts to it. One is like a traditional layout that we do often see where main event or situation is taking place. However, the other half of this main event or scenario, it's definitely unique. It's a unique scenario. Unconventional stability is present in that situation. But within that scenario too, there's also these opportunities for quiet time, respite, taking care, like self-care, whatever the case may be, but having a bit of a quieter time, the ability to pace ourselves as well. There's all... That's Bree in the background. She sees probably a bunny or something outside. We're just like a twilight, dusky twilight now, so there's probably a bunny or some little animal wandering around outside, and Bree saw it. Dragonfly, hi Bree. I will let Bree know that she's getting lots of love on the YouTube chat. I will definitely let her know. Sorry about that interruption there, but she just saw something outside. She's doing her job. Okay. We also have 3 individual events or scenarios taking place around when. I know that I'm jumping around a little bit, but there's a method to what I'm thinking. So around Wednesday, there's actually starting on Tuesday to about Friday. There are 3 main events, or like there's 3 individual smaller events or scenarios taking place, one of which starts around tomorrow, 2 of which start around Wednesday, and the 2 that begin on Wednesday are a little bit more significant than the one that begins, say, tomorrow, being Tuesday. They do continue on to around Friday, and they do actually join with this main event or merge with this main event or situation, which actually expands from being like half of the cup to being like the entire cup. So I know that sounds a little bit confusing, so hopefully I'm describing it correctly. We do have an event or scenario. Now this is either referencing like an event or scenario situation taking place on and around Friday and or travel. So some of us may be traveling later on this week, and that travel, that trip and or this event or situation taking place on Friday is either a trip or travel. That is part of this main event or situation. So it's like, yes, we do have like over half of the cup that is comprised of this main event. However, by Friday, it's like this main event is like all encompassing. And it's part of this main event or situation. That's where the trip and or the travel scenario is present. I hope that makes sense. It is a little bit more complex than normal, than what we normally see. Now, aside from this main event or situation, we actually have 2 smaller events taking place very much in the short term. I would say they're taking place tomorrow. Now, they are actually indirectly related to the main event or situation. They both involve, this is such a unique reading. There's 2, but there's actually 3. Okay. All 3 of these smaller, very much short-term events or situations involve a surprise. Like there's a new opportunity, a new surprise, a new concept, a new idea somehow that is being presented. One of the 3 is definitely like much more significant than the other 2. Again, we have gold, silver, and bronze in terms of importance. The larger one does involve some kind of unconventional stability. So what do I mean by unconventional stability? For example, you paint boxes, you sell them online and make money. Stability is just a very unique way of having stability. In regards to this situation in particular, it does involve documents, like some kind of paperwork, most likely. Could even be school or education in some way, shape, or form. Looks like we're feeling kind of neutral about that scenario individually. But it is good. We are receiving good things with this. Yeah, we are receiving good things with this. It's possible. I'm saying this as a possibility in case this applies to you who's watching. There actually may be it looks like there's a reference in here to a house. So some of you watching may actually be thinking of moving or changing property or renting something to do with property. There's a property connection in some way, shape, or form taking place very much in the short term, like starting like right now, taking place like right now, and heading into Wednesday. I would say even likely concluding on by Tuesday night, but heading into Wednesday. And I would say like right now, like right at this exact moment in time, it's not 100% taking place. Like it's taking place, it's present. It's just not the situation is not 100% resolved. It's like it's in process. It's present, but it has not yet been solidified. I just do not have time to be. 1 second here, confirm. Yep. Okay. Looking at this main event or situation, what do we have in terms of specifics? Let's get into the details. Okay, so it looks like right now, from what I'm seeing, there's many different events or situations taking place. There's a lot of busyness that's happening right now. And that does continue into Tuesday. There is absolutely is being there is reassurance that is being presented regarding this. There's also a lot of things up in the air, a lot of conversations, thoughts, ideas, words, things along those lines, discussions being had. Definitely stability is being, from what I'm seeing, is present. Stability, things are going well, assurances, like things like that. Like things are looking stable, looking positive, looking good. Abundance and prosperity is also again present. Specifically in three different areas on Tuesday. 3 different instances, but we are receiving something very positive. Like there's a situation where we're just feeling very good, like we're laughing, we're feeling very good about things, and there's an instance of us receiving something very positive, and we're very like feeling very good about that individual scenario. And that individual scenario does involve, I would say, like stability, yes, person, place, or thing with the letter I that's involved, and this has to do with property in some way, shape, or form. Again, it could be anything from like to me like buying a bath mat or a picture frame, to thinking of moving or packing or getting actually like physically moving. So there is a property connection in 2 different ways, I would say, from what I'm seeing in here. But there's definitely new ideas, new concepts, new opportunities that are also being new ideas that are present in regards to this individual situation. Now, generally speaking, overall, there's a lot of conversations that begin or are taking place. Like, say tomorrow being Tuesday, we were doing this Monday night, and that is also the case, I would say, from around Wednesday, Thursday, heading into this weekend. Sharon, hi, you are new here. You're tuning in from Austria. Wow, well, thank you very much for being here. It's lovely to have you here. Hope that you're enjoying this tea leaf reading. Don't think I've ever had a viewer from Austria before. That's really neat. Well, thank you so much and welcome. So between Tuesday to Thursday, there's definitely, I would say, from what I'm seeing, there's more stability. Stability, yes. It's almost like a situation where we have more clarity. And there's like all these tiny little surprises taking place too, which is just fun to see. But it's like a situation where we see what is taking place. Things are taking place like right in front of us. We have clarity. Now, within that clarity, like I just said with surprises, there are instances of we just don't know exactly what is taking place, but we know that things are happening. So, for example, what I mean is I use examples a lot because I find that really conveys what I'm attempting to relay in tea leaf reading, because such is the nature of tea leaf reading. I have no idea what this is specifically referring to ever, really. So I would say, for example, we know that we are going to college or university on a set date, but we don't know all of the information, that all of the details that are involved in that scenario as well. So it's like we know we're going to be there on a certain day, but we don't know any of the other information. It's that kind of scenario. There's also the qualities of life force, vitality, going for whatever it is that we want to have, reassurance is also present. And that does involve, this is either in regards to 2 different people or who are working together working together closely, involving like reading or researching, computer work in some way, shape, or form, and or close communication between the 2 individuals. And that situation, it looks to be very positive and does involve a positive change, positive transformation in some way, shape, or form. Okay. So I'm going to finish looking at this main event or situation. Then we're going to look at the other half. And when I'm finished looking at this one, best way that I can do this. There's a lot in here. Okay. Receiving communications in some way, shape, or form likely about the home and or family, but it's positive from what I'm seeing. It looks to be quite good. Again, this all has to do with house and or home, the home and or family, emotions, intuition, healing, and things along those lines. There actually may be someone who is Cancerian, like astrologically involved. I am not a numerologist. I'm not an astrologer, but again, just saying that. in case it makes sense to you. Thank you, Dragonfly. Appreciate all your help there in the chat. Abundance and prosperity, yes, absolutely involved from what I'm seeing. Again, this is like communication, action, momentum, things taking place rather quickly. There's likely a Scorpio connection as well, and possibly a partnership in some way, shape, or form that is forming on and around Tuesday. There's an instance of here of happy tears. So whatever this is referencing, looks like we're quite happy with that individual scenario. But there's also there's a Scorpio connection. So whether this is someone who is that sign and or the qualities and or characteristics rather of Scorpio that is present, like change, transformation, things along those lines. Harmonious scenario. It's very loving. It's a very good situation, as well as changes, transformation, yes, new opportunities, creativity, making new things, new creative projects, working with people to create new things along those lines. Person, place, or thing with a letter J. Letters are always people, places, or things. So, letter J involved. Looks like on Tuesday, there's a lot of gentle energy. Really, there's a lot of gentleness, like a lot of like sincerity, reassurance that's present. Those qualities are being present, as well as unconditional love, support, loyalty, commitment, and protection, guardianship, companionship, things along those lines. Okay. Again, this is like, there's a lot of like researching, going within, reading, acquiring of knowledge, things along those lines. Maybe even like literally going outside and reading a book, sitting under a tree. Acquiring of knowledge. But there's abundance and prosperity. I keep seeing like small instances repeatedly of abundance and prosperity. Now we're heading into Wednesday. There's just a lot. So I would say, like, even though this one main event or situation is quite focused, it's quite compact. Like that's like the main focus, and from what I'm seeing, aside from this main event or situation around the cup, aside from the other half of it, the other part of it, things are actually quite calm and clear and quiet, which is actually quite good. So in other words, we don't have a lot of distractions. But I would say, like, whatever this main event or situation is referring to overall, I would say there's a reminder here to just pace ourselves, because it looks like it could be very easy to get caught up in the details. There's a lot of like thoughts, ideas, conversations, and discussions taking place. So to me, maybe even like a bit of a reminder in here to stay a little bit grounded as well. Hence the nature walk, or sitting outside under a tree with a book and just being in nature, being calm. And like pacing ourselves and prioritizing what we're doing, because there's just a lot of energy in this one main event or situation, lots of things taking place. Okay, heading into Wednesday, what do we have here? A lot. That's the short version. Again, we have house and or home, the home and or family. Keep seeing it. We even may be receiving information regarding two individuals regarding the family, two individuals in the family. I mean, something to that effect. The letter D, person, place, or thing, is involved from what I'm seeing here. And there's, as I was just like saying, there are some conversations, thoughts, ideas, words taking place regarding that individual scenario. But also taking some time out for our own self-care as well, yes, but also specifically reassurance. And the letter L, person, place, or thing, regarding that scenario. But we are receiving 3 pieces, up to 3, actually, hang on. We are receiving news, I would say, about the home and or family. Now, if this is not about the home and or family, I think it is. But anyway, if it's not, this all has a relation to abundance as well. So it could be abundance and or prosperity and or the home and or family. So a couple different ways that we can look at this. But we are receiving information, receiving communications in some way, shape, or form. There are 3 different messages that we are receiving, I would say. But those 3, 2 of those 3 have 2 parts to it. Two parts to them. Better. And one of those parts has 3 parts. Okay. No, that's a lot. I know that's a lot. Very busy cup. Very, very busy. Yeah, definitely a loving and harmonious scenario. I keep seeing hearts in here. So definitely Tuesday and Wednesday from what I'm seeing and heading into Thursday as well. There's a lot of like loving and gentle energy. Independent thought as well, like thinking uniquely, thinking for ourselves as well. That's present. Okay. Heading into Thursday. I go quiet sometimes when I'm really focusing. So backing up for a second, that letter D that I just mentioned, let's look into this in a little bit more detail. That letter D. This is in relation to the house and our home, like house or property. Property. Thank you, property. And taking some time out for our own self-care, yes, but a bit of introspectiveness that's associated with this. Now, it's also possible that there may be, I know this may sound very generic, my apologies for that, but I can only say what I'm seeing. There may even be a departed loved one for someone who's watching with the letter D that's involved in their name. Could even be your name if this is referring to you. And they are assisting in that scenario specifically. I know that may sound a little bit vague, but again, I can only say what I'm seeing. Trying to give you as much information as possible. There's also the letter W, making all these hand gestures on screen. Also the letter W that's involved. So D and or W. Taking some time out for our own self-care. That's definitely another theme that I keep seeing in this tea leaf reading for this week. As well as property. And loving and harmoniousness. I keep seeing it. I keep seeing houses and hearts. It looks good. It's like this newness, a new beginning. New creative projects, a new start, specifically from Tuesday heading into Thursday. And helpful people. I would say there's certainly many, if not several, helpful individuals who are present. Letter E and L, person, place, or thing. That involves forward movement, going for whatever it is that we want to have, not being held back. Abundance and prosperity. And also, like again, this researching, this learning, acquiring of knowledge, and also introspectiveness involved in that scenario as well. Positive partnership taking place on and around Wednesday. Letter S that's involved. It's a unique scenario. Involves a new beginning. Looks positive, looks good. Okay, it's going into Thursday. Yeah, the ability to sort of like be quiet and get things done. Scurrying around, getting things that we need to get done. Almost like under the radar a little bit. But there's positive changes involved in that as well. Letter, okay, so let me see, it's not a letter. Never mind, sorry, cancel that. Okay, there we go. So letter S and or N and or U. S, N, and or U that's involved, people, places, or things. There's also the number 4 that's that is involved in that scenario. For me, for myself, 4 represents angels and stability or stability. That's what it means to me. So there can even be like an angelic connection. I can speak around that time on and around Thursday. Helpful individuals. I keep seeing that as well. Yeah. Going for whatever it is that we want to have, really not being held back. Going for whatever it is that we feel we wish to go for. Again, a Scorpio connection involved there. Positive changes. At this point in time, there's more conversations. Conversations become more prevalent rather than seeing things taking place in front of us. From what I'm seeing. Partnerships. Open communication between 2 individuals on Friday. Positive scenario. Stability. Messages about the home and or family. That's where the close conversation is referencing. Aries and or Taurus connection as well. And It's a good scenario, and it also involves receiving good things. Yes, yes. A small conclusion regarding that as well, but also small partnership too in conversations. Not to sound repetitive, but Scorpio and a positive change. But thinking differently. Reminders in here. There's a reminder in here to like really think uniquely, think differently, using our intellect. Letter P, person, place, or thing. Okay. Then we're heading into the base. But before we head into the base, I want to go back up and look at the other half of this main event or situation quickly here. So in the short term, this main event or situation, there's several small, like there's one main string of events, series of events taking place about around tomorrow, concludes within around a day, I would say. Has multiple parts to it. 1, 2, 3, specifically 3, 4, 5. I would say possibly up to 5. I would say up to 5 opportunities, changes, new ideas being contemplated, things along those lines. 5 of them. 3 specific ones, and then 2 that are maybe not as significant or important. New opportunities. The largest of them all involves stability, yes. A little bit of a reminder there for perspective, perception, glass half full versus glass half empty. I keep seeing, I know like I sound like a broken record a little bit. I sound repetitive a bit here tonight. I know that. But I keep seeing the same and similar references in here throughout this entire reading. So after this event concludes, especially this main change, this main opportunity that's being presented here. So Tuesday heading into Wednesday. Taking some time out for our own self-care is being present, as well as also like nurturing creative opportunities, nurturing new ideas, taking that time out to do so. And it looks like a good situation. Looks good. Very positive. There's protection, there's protection around that. Bit of a perception around that too, but it looks quite intriguing to me. Yeah, this seems to be all about new creativity, new creative projects, thinking differently, positive change is like significant change. It may not seem significant, but it actually is. That kind of situation. Okay. Let's take a quick look. Connection in here with Cancerian, so that's sign, as well as Scorpio. J, person, place, or thing. Looks good. Documents as well, paperwork, things like that. But lots of conversations. A new partnership is being presented. Lots of conversations specifically regarding the 3 smaller opportunities that are being presented here on Tuesday, from what I'm seeing. Okay. Property as well. Okay. Now let's look into, one last check here. We could easily spend, I know I say this all the time, we could very easily spend an hour on this cup. There's a lot of details in here. Yeah. Again, this action momentum, things taking place rather quickly. This action momentum, things are going ahead very nicely. Life force, vitality, going for whatever it is that we want to have, not being held back. Things along those lines. Okay, so now heading into Friday, let's look at this main event that is like the part that's all encompassing on Friday. Either this event or situation or this trip or travel. No, trip or event. I would say that it's one main scenario So if it's a trip, then it's like one trip. It's not like broken up into different parts necessarily, from what I'm seeing. Lots of conversations regarding this. Things up in the air a little bit as well. You can interpret it that way. It does involve property, again, as well as stability. Okay. There may be a bit of a feeling of where we're feeling, oh, isn't that interesting? Like we maybe have got, sometimes like, you feel a little bit loopy after you've been through a lot, or you've been in a situation that's very intense, and afterwards you sort of feel like, okay, what next? That kind of feeling. Okay, let's look into the base. Essentially, it's a mirror of what we're seeing here in the cup. So just over half of the base is essentially covered in an event that we're not supposed to know all the information about. Very much a surprise, as you can see right here. The other half of the cup essentially has things more up in the air, things being decided upon, discussed, things along those lines. So in other words, you're really not supposed to know a whole lot. But I will say as much as I can. I would say definitely abundance and prosperity is present, as well as a significant partner, like as well a notable partnership. Independent thought, yes, thinking uniquely, thinking for ourselves, thinking indifferently, as well as very much a loving energy. Working with many people. Bit of a glass half full perspective perception scenario again. Letter S. A reminder that the angels are always always with us. We have divine protection at all times, in my opinion, and also present in the base this weekend and heading into next week. Looks good. Looks positive. Looks good. Incredible amount of divine protection, reassurance, being protected, things along those lines. Also, happily going for whatever it is that we want to have, as well as again taking this time out for our own self-care, doing our inner work, our shadow work, yoga, meditation, going within, whatever that may be, but like going within ourselves, that connection with ourselves, connection with source. I'm going to leave it there because I really can't see much more in the base at this point in time. There's just a lot in here that we're not supposed to know about. So I'm going to end it there. But again, just reminders of intense divine love and intense divine protection. Guardianship, loyalty, companionship, knowing that we're not alone, reassurance, like intense, unconditional love, support, loyalty, commitment. So I hope that there's actually a dragon in the base. No, I don't often do this, but here, there's the head over here, there's the head and the neck, a couple legs, and then there's the body. And there's a bit of a tail you can see the tail over here. So I hope that you enjoyed that tea leaf reading. How is everyone doing in the chat? Dragonfly, I know I've seen you back and forth chatting, and Linda, you as well. So let me just get caught up on the chat here, and then we will call it an evening. I know that we are beginning these lives now at 9 p.m. Eastern. It's definitely later than normal. For the longest time, we always went live at 8 p.m. Eastern. However, now it's later with the sun setting later in the day. So I always like to allow us all, and myself too, that extra hour in the evening of daylight to use to our best advantage. So hence beginning at 9 p.m. Once we sort of get back into autumn, we'll start again at 8 p.m. But for right now, we're starting at 9 p.m., which means it is a later start and also a later finish. Dragonfly, thank you so much for answering that question to Sharon. So appreciate that. Thank you, Dragonfly, for replying to Ashish. Hope I said your name correctly. Yes, I am in Canada. Very much so. Southern Ontario, Canada. Well, everyone, thank you so much again for being here. I really appreciate it. I hope that you enjoy that tea leaf reading. It looks like it's going to be quite an intense week. But thank you so much, Linda, for being here. Quite crazy, quite intense, like a lot going on, but also the ability to pace ourselves too, which is really great. So thank you again so much for being here, everyone. We are going to be back again here as of now, Thursday, I think it's July the 18th, right? July the 18th, yes, at 9 p.m. Eastern, and that's going to be for viewer readings. So if you were wanting a reading this evening, if you were asking for one or wanting one or interested in having one, I am back again here on Thursday, and I do offer those 3 free complimentary tea leaf readings. The shortest amount of time that I do offer for private readings here is 15 minutes, 5 minutes. So these are like very much a taste test of what a tea leaf reading is really like. So if you've never had a tea leaf reading before, if you're interested to see what it's like, if you sort of want a quick check-in here, most welcome. You're most welcome to come back again here on Thursday again, always for entertainment purposes only. Putting that disclaimer out, but that's also on Thursday evening at 9 p.m. Eastern. So all of those links are all of the links for me are in the description box below, as well as the live is scheduled for Thursday. If anything ever changes, whether I'm confirming or needing to confirm to reschedule, I do always post on my community tab a couple or so hours approximately before I do go live, in case anything comes up and I can't make it, or just to confirm that I'm going live. So I'm going to end it here. We are sort of at the 10 o'clock mark here. But everyone, thank you so much again. If you're interested in having a reading, then please again come back here on Thursday, as Dragonfly beautifully said in the chat. So we will chat again then soon. Thank you so much, Dragonfly, for all of your help. Thanks to everyone for all of your positive comments. We will see you again on the flip side here on Thursday at 9 p.m. Take care and have a great day. Bye.